After 27 years of the murder of Tupac Shakur, the final living key eyewitness has been arrested in connection to the murder. But why now? Keefe D is the final suspect being charged with the Tupac murder. Keefe has been on record openly admitting that he was inside the car that pulled up beside Tupac at the red light, shooting him and killing him. The murder of Tupac Shakur has been one of the biggest unsolved mysteries ever. Now, just over 2 months ago, the Las Vegas PD did a raid on Keefe's Nevada home, in which they recovered CDs, external hard drives, and confidential audio recording. Although nobody has been indicted and charged for the murder of Tupac, everyone widely believes that he was killed by a Crip doppelganger, Orlando Brown, who went by the name Baby Lane, Keefe's nephew. Tupac got shot on the night of September 7, 1996, after leaving a Mike Tyson fight in Vegas. Now, death row was labeled heavy blood gang member population who didn't shy away from any trouble because they were rolling so deep that everywhere they went, they wanted smoke. Tupac saw Baby Lane, then approached him. Then him, Suge, and the entire death row jumped him during the Mike Tyson fight, leaving him beaten up and bruised, and Baby Lane was searching for revenge, the get back. When they left the venue, Tupac and Suge were driving, and some girl screamed Tupac, which alerted Baby Lane and his crew, who happened to be outside on the road looking for them. Now, Baby Lane was spinning the block of the MGM Arena looking for Pac. Keefe D was in the car with 3 other associates, his friend T Brown, who was the driver, him in the passenger seat, his nephew Baby Lane in the back seat with Dre. Keefe hasn't given a clear and concise answer about who shot Tupac. However, in a 2018 BET Death Row Chronicles, he said,
"It just came from the backseat, bro."
Talk about self-snitching. Keefe D released the book Compton Street Legends and admitted who in the car shot Tupac. This information in this book came from a proffer agreement he made with the police. A proffer agreement is a deal with a criminal case where whatever information you give in that one instance can't be used against you in a criminal trial. If you were to repeat the details of a crime on the internet or in a Vlad TV interview, you could be liable because it only works on one instance and one occasion. A proffer is off the record and can't be used against you in court. The reason Keefe struck a proffer deal is because he was a major Crip gang member, and this LA detective, Greg Kading, came up to him and told him, "We have proof that you're running a major drug ring, selling all types of narcotics. Tell me what you know about the Tupac murder, and this will all go away." I pulled out the Glock that Zip had given me and tossed it into the back seat. Bubble Up did the driving, Baby Lane and Freaky were riding in the back. Like 2 Rams, locking horns, Suge and I looked at each other dead in the eye. One of my guys from the back seat grabbed the Glock and started busting back. The streets of LA, let alone everyone was following this case, knows who killed Tupac. The murder of Pac caused a wide range of conspiracies, with one of them being that Diddy put a hit on Pac for $1 million. 1996 was his 10th year for death row. Dre left the label, Snoop beat his murder case, and the East Coast versus West Coast beef was at an all-time high after years of brewing. This wasn't the first time that Tupac got shot. Pac was shot in 1993 inside the Quad Studios, where he went to meet Biggie and Puffy, the people that he held responsible for a shooting that put him in a wheelchair. Biggie coincidentally released Who Shot Ya, dissing Pac with bars like Separate the Weak from the Obsolete, then Pac responded with Hit 'Em Up, and the sequence of events all happened under Puffy's supervision. It was alleged that the gun that killed Tupac came from Zip, a guy from the East Coast who, for the right price, handled a lot of street business. The conspiracy is that Puffy paid Zip $1 million for the hit on Pac, and Zip was supposed to give the money to Keefe D, which he didn't, thank God, because if he had done that and given Keefe the money, Puffy would probably be in jail for the rest of his life for conspiracy and murder for hire. There is no statute of limitation for murders, especially someone so loved like Tupac. Keefe D has been going on Vlad TV repeatedly and just incriminating himself like an idiot. Conspiracy theory number 2 was Suge was upset that everyone was leaving the label and feared Tupac wanted out, so he had him killed. This is obviously the more flawed theory considering how close Tupac and Suge actually were, and also Suge was with Pac when he was shot. Considering Suge was 6'2", 270, 3 times the size of him, he'd be more the target than Pac anyway. Just think, why would you pay for a hit on your biggest artist, essentially your cash cow, and be in the vehicle when the shooting goes down? This theory had no validity and wasn't believed by many people. During the Bad Boy era, Puffy had a bodyguard working for him, Gene Deal. Deal is notorious for shocking claims about Diddy and Biggie. However, this claim about Diddy fearing Pac will make you believe the first conspiracy. Keefe D was a boss, you understand? There was times he was up in House of Blues. It was just me and Puff and a couple of dudes from Black Hands. We didn't have much people with us. Then, Keefe D shows up. He got like 15 to 20 guys with him. So it makes it seem our team is strong and we all together. But they're with Keefe. So Puff is bringing him in and giving him tickets for his manpower. Keefe D had to know Puff was only doing that so he could keep the Bloods off our ass. because we got the Crips with us. Zip was a New York gang member who was with Keefe at the MGM Arena when they got the news that Death Row beat up Baby Lane, and Zip gave Keith the gun to kill Pac and collect the bounty. In an interview, LAPD detective Greg Kading spoke on how Keefe bragging online for years got him charged with murder.
When he's gone outside of this law enforcement environment where he has been given this agreement, everything else is up for grabs. So everything that he's said in books or on YouTube channels or, on, multiple interviews, that's all information that can absolutely be used against him and should. They just can't use our original investigation where we sat down and recorded his conversation. We can't use that.
Keefe D, the leader of the Southside Compton Crips, talked himself into a murder charge. Keefe has railroaded himself because he admitted to someone giving him a gun in an act of retaliation, into which he gave another person a gun, which they carried out a murder. Calling a spade, he snitched. Now, snitching in hip-hop is career suicide, but considering everyone involved in the crime is dead, and other than his street ties, he really has no relevance in hip-hop media. Life goes on, and nobody cares. The Tupac murder has been a cold case for 27 years, seemingly having Keefe feel invincible, as happened almost 3 decades ago. However, there's no statute of limitations for murder, and he will indeed be indicted. He can't say he lied about what he said in the interview, because he's been on record multiple times saying he was in the car that killed Tupac. If it's discovered that he lied to the LAPD, that means he violated the agreement, and if he violates the agreement, that means everything he told in the confidential meeting can be used against him. Everyone believes to know that Keefe D's nephew, Orlando Anderson, aka Baby Lane, killed Tupac. It's just about what you can prove. Tupac was at the height of his career when he died, and his demise was a result of him embodying a gangster persona. With Keefe D being 60 years old, the amount of self-incriminating evidence they have is damning and probably send him away for the rest of his life. The only person he can blame is himself. Rest in peace, Tupac.